In track and field, there's an event known as the hurdles. It's on a stretch of track where the runner must jump over some barriers. And often a runner would fail to clear the barrier. Then he would trip and fall to the ground. And even the fastest runner in a race like that would lose if he stumbled and fell while trying to hurdle the barrier. Now, there are many barriers to experiencing emotional healing and experiencing emotional wellness in our lives. Yet the greatest one is that of pride. I've met many people with severe emotional problems that would not deal with them, refusing to believe that they even had a problem. Now, some of these problems originated from deep wounds early in life. These wounds often caused them to respond in an unbiblical way, which became habitual for them, became habitual coping mechanisms in their lives. Now, some of these coping mechanisms include various abuses such as alcohol and drugs, gambling, eating disorders, bursts of anger, disassociation from people, and problems like that. Various phobias, crying that at the drop of a hat, and avoidance from issues. Participation in sexual sin is another, and there's many, many others that result from these wounds. Now, these behaviors can heap various forms of guilt upon people also. And this guilt can result in depression and anxiety and other emotional ailments. So, too often, you see, pride is the major barrier to a person experiencing emotional healing. The proud person may be in denial. They may think, I don't have a problem. Often, the proud person may try to deflect the problem. Hey, it's somebody else's fault, or it's because this happened. The proud person also will often try to avoid or ignore the issue. They think that somehow burying the problem will fix it, but it really doesn't. Regarding the proud person, the writer of Proverbs stated this. Listen to what he said. Do you see a man who is wise in his own eyes? There is more hope for a fool than for him. The prescription for this problem of pride is simple to give, yet it's often a difficult pill to swallow. The prideful man does not want to admit that there's any problem. It's like a man who is physically sick but refuses to go to the doctor. But here is the prescription that the Lord gives. Humble yourselves, therefore, before the Lord, and he will exalt you. God opposes the proud but gives grace to the humble. The problem is with the ingrained sinful nature of man, which completely aligns with the world's system of pride, the pride of life. It is a lure with which will bring hardship and failure. How does one humble himself? The simple answer is to admit that there's a problem and get help. We have many examples in the scriptures of humility. Jesus demonstrated great humility by taking upon himself the sins of the world that he didn't even commit himself, because he was without sin. We read it in Philippians chapter 2, verse 8, and being found in human form, he humbled himself by becoming obedient to the point of death, even death on a cross. And Paul himself humbled himself by glorying in and admitting his weaknesses. He did this when the Lord spoke to him. Let me tell you what happened. The Lord said to Paul, my grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. And Paul responds and he says, therefore, I will boast all the more gladly in my weaknesses, so that the power of Christ may rest upon me. Friends, if you're struggling with an emotional issue today, humble yourself, pray, and seek godly counsel. If you know of someone with an emotional issue who refuses to get help, pray for them, for this is an issue with the heart, and encourage them to seek help. You see, God's grace is needed, and his grace and healing power is available to the humble.